Hi class, how are you? Mr. Ryan here. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are staying safe. It's a crazy world we're living in, crazy times we're living in, and I just want to make sure that everyone's safe. I want to make sure that you guys see the face. I know I've been posting the Google Classroom and everything. I want to make sure that you guys, I want you guys to know that if you need anything, please let me know. If you have any questions, any comments, concerns, let me know. I'm always available. You could use my Belmont Merrick email. You could ask questions in the Google Classroom. I'm here to help you guys. So whatever you need, I'm here for. So I want to let you guys know that you guys have a third quarter project due tomorrow on storms and emergency preparedness. So I want to make sure that we go through that because it is due tomorrow. So I want to go through that. I have a note sheet that I'm going to send to you on the Google Classroom, but I'm going to make this video so you get to see it and you can learn a little bit as we're going on. So again, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, let me know. If you need more time, you need the project extended, please reach out to me, let me know. We could work with you guys. We want to make sure that you guys are working hard, you're trying hard, but don't be anxious, don't be nervous. This is new learning for everyone, and we want to make sure that everyone's getting the best opportunity to be successful. And whatever that is, just let us know, and we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that you guys are as successful as possible. So your third quarter project, you have to create an informational guide about one type of severe weather condition. That could be blizzards, tornadoes, hurricanes, monsoons, droughts, hail, anything, any specific. You could even talk about the Nashville tornado that just happened recently. So this is all in the Google Classroom. It's in your science, earth science Google Classroom. All the instructions are there. I'm just going to go over it. Maybe it'll be better if you hear me talking about it. I have this note guide that I'm going to post, that I'm going to go through with you guys. So if you need anything, again, you'll have this, and just let me know if you have any questions. So we'll start off with the requirements as they follow. You could do it on a Google slide, you could do it on a PowerPoint, anything possible that you could get this done as quickly as possible is the best case scenario. So number one says identify and describe all weather conditions associated with the storm, general or specific, air temperatures, pressure readings, wind speeds, cloud covers, and types, whatever info you find. All right, so again, we're going I base mine off of tornadoes and blizzards and hurricanes. All right, all you have to do is pick one. I'm going to go through three of them. I'm going to go over number 1 and number 4 for you. Number 2 and 3 are going to be on your own. But number 1, I'm going to go over with you. So again, I just read it. I'll read it again. So you're going to identify and describe all weather conditions associated with the storm. The air temperature, the pressure readings, wind speeds, cloud covers, types, whatever you find. So what I found on mine research. Now, I didn't go into specific details. That's for what you guys are going to do. But I'm going to give you the general specifics, and then you're going to go as follow. All right. Actually, let's go over first the weather conditions. All right. Let's go over weather conditions, air temperature, pressure readings, wind speeds, cloud cover, stuff like that. Let's go over that first, just so we get a refresher before we go in. So as you know, a warm front is a warm air mass moving into the area. All right. So you have a warm air mass. The air mass is moving into the area, and then that weather is going to bring in steady rain or drizzle and warming temperatures. Just like you hear it, a warm front is going to bring in warm temperatures, steady rain or drizzle. That's the type of weather you're going to get when a warm front is heading in your direction. All right. It would be nice if we got some warm front coming in soon. I would like 75 degrees and sunshine pretty soon. But that's what you're going to get with the warm front weather. You're going to get steady rain or drizzle and warm temperatures. A cold front is just the opposite of what a warm front. A cold front is a cold air mass moving into your specific area. All right. So a cold front is going to be, the weather that's going to be involved in a cold front is going to be heavy precipitation, heavy rain, heavy snow, heavy precipitation. Okay. Possible thunderstorms. So that's what you're going to get in a cold weather front. You're going to get cold weather, heavy precipitation, and possible thunderstorms. That's what you're going to get in a cold front weather. All right, that's what you're getting in a cold front. So those are your two fronts as of right now. There's four. The third one is your stationary front. All right, your stationary front. I'm sorry. Weather. Your stationary front is the air mass is not moving. Right, stationary meaning staying still. It's staying still. It's staying solid. And the air mass is not moving. It's staying still. It's stationary. You know, just like a stationary car. It's not moving. All right. It's being stationed. It's staying still. Think of stationary as staying still. All right. And that weather conditions will remain the same. So whatever weather you have going on will remain the same. So think of stationary, remaining the same, staying still. Pretty easy to think about. Pretty easy to discuss. Stationary, not moving, staying the same. Staying still. The weather's staying still. Then you have your final and last front, which is your occluded front. The warm air mass is being trapped between two cold fronts. All right, so here's your warm air mass, and you have two cold fronts, and the warm air is being trapped. All right, between two cold fronts. And when the air mass gets caught between two cold air masses, the warm air is going to rise as the cool air mass pushes and meet in the middle. All right, the temperature drops as the warm air mass is occluded or cut off, is like I like to say. So occluded or cut off from the ground and pushes upwards. You could get strong winds and heavy precipitation in this kind of front. All right, but it changes. So you really want to look at that, because before passing of the occluded front, you get cold weather, and then after you get it, the colder becomes more mild. All right, the pressure it's usually falling, the pressure, and then before and then after the pressure is usually rising. So the occluded front is a little tricky because it changes. All right, it's not like the stationary, where the stationary stays the same. The occluded changes. So you want to keep that in mind. It's before the passing and after the passing of the occluded front. So it changes, but the precipitation before the passing is light, moderate, or heavy. And then after the passing, it's light to moderate. So before the passing, you have all three of them. And then after the passing, usually you're going to get light to moderate precipitation following the front. All right? So it's a little tricky. It's not like stationary, where stationary is staying still. The occluded front it changes. So just keep that in mind as you continue. All right, so then what is an air mass, you might be asking? What is an air mass? An air mass is a large body of air that has the same characteristics of a temperature and moisture content as the part of Earth's surface over which it is formed. All right, so it's a large body of air that has the same characteristics of temperature and moisture content. So that's what you want to key in on. It's the same characteristics of temperature and moisture content as the part of Earth's surface over which it is formed. All right, so that's what you want to know. What you want to keep in mind with air masses. It's the same characteristics of temperature and the same characteristics of moisture content. That's your air mass. So it's the temperature and moisture in the air brings you your air mass. All right, and then you get your low and high pressure systems. Your low pressure system is an area within the atmosphere where air is rising and winds blow toward the center. So in low pressure, the atmosphere, the air is rising, and the winds are blowing towards the center. All right, it brings clouds and precipitation. In a high pressure system, it's the opposite. The air is sinking, right, and the winds blow away from the center. So it's sinking and away. All right. In a low pressure, the winds are rising and going towards the center. High pressure, the air is sinking and going away from the center. And then that brings the high pressure system brings fair, sunny weather. All right, and that's what we're hoping for. And then an isobar, just finish off the key terms. Isobar is a line on a weather map that joins places that have the same air pressure. All right, again, I'm gonna post these for you. I just wanted to go over it. Maybe it's just easier for you to hear it instead of reading it. All right, so that's that. Now we're gonna go on to the project. So the project have fun with this. Have fun researching this, because this is good stuff. This is interesting stuff, and enjoy the process of researching this, because me personally, I love weather. Right now it's about 50 degrees, 5-mile-an-hour winds, a little cool, not bad. I wish the sun would peek out a little bit, but weather's awesome. Weather's awesome. It's fun. Weather changes, especially living in the East Coast and the Northeast. You get all 4 seasons. You get summer, spring, winter, and fall. So it all changes. You get to see the mixture of all of it. So it's really good. So right now we're in spring. We're looking for more moderate temperatures, and then it's going to increase into the warm weather. So going on to the project. Number 1. The first prompt is asking you, identify and describe all weather conditions associated with the storm. Air temperature, pressure readings, wind speeds, cloud covers, and types, whatever you find. So here's what I found. When I was researching tornadoes, what I found is most tornadoes are formed from thunderstorms. All right, so when you're gonna get a tornado, it's gonna form from a thunderstorm. You need a warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico, all right, and cool, dry air from Canada. So you need that cool, dry air coming from the north, and that warm, moist air coming from the south, from the Gulf of Mexico. When those two air masses meet, they create instability in the atmosphere, all right? A change in wind direction and an increase in wind speed with increasing height creates an invisible horizontal spinning effect in the lower atmosphere. So that's what we were talking about before, right? That's what we were talking about before. The occluded front, warm air becomes trapped between 2 cold air masses. Is it a little different? Sure, absolutely. But this has the same idea. The warm air from the Gulf and the cold air from the north meet together, and when they meet, you get those 2 air masses that meet, and they create instability in the atmosphere. When warm air and cold air meet together, you have a potential natural storm that's approaching. All right, so that's what I found for number 1 in a tornado. All right, it comes from thunderstorms. You need warm air from the south. You need cold air from the north, and when they meet, that's when you get the effect of a tornado. So that's the research I found on a tornado. Blizzard. A blizzard is a severe storm condition characterized by low temperatures, strong winds, and heavy snow, obviously. All right, we haven't had a blizzard in years. We haven't had a snow day in 2 years. Crazy. Many blizzards are in the Canadian region. Think Minnesota. Think Vermont. Think Maine. Think Michigan. All right. In that Canada region, in the north, all right, think of that's where your blizzards are going to, most blizzards are going to occur. It's very cold there, low temperatures, strong winds, and that's why they get the heavy snow, all right? Many blizzards are in the Canadian region, like I said, and the difference between blizzards and a snowstorm is the strength of the wind. So there's a difference between a snowstorm and a blizzard. A snowstorm can be 5 to 15-mile-an-hour winds. If you're getting anything above 15, 20-mile-an-hour winds, you're in the category of a blizzard. All right, you're in that range of a blizzard. Blizzards are dangerous. You lose visibility. Temperatures are obviously way low. You could be prone to frostbite. You could be prone to loss of body temperature, stuff like that. It gets very cold, obviously, and the winds take a toll on a human if they're outside for a long period of time, which is why the frostbite comes into play. So those are the weather conditions of a blizzard. Again, guys, I am just giving you specifics, all right? General ideas. It is your job to go in and find those air temperatures. What is the air temperature of a blizzard? What is the pressure of a blizzard? The cloud covers and types like that, all right? And now for a hurricane, you get the combination of warm, humid wind over tropical water. So completely different from a blizzard. You get a combination of warm, humid wind over tropical waters. So think of the Caribbean. You know, think of the places that are affected. So we talked about the places affected by blizzards. You think Minnesota, Vermont, Michigan, Maine. Hurricanes. Think of Louisiana, Florida. You know, states that are hovering the Gulf of Mexico and in the ocean. You know, we even us, we were prone to hurricanes. You know, when we got Superstorm Sandy, that was at first a hurricane, but you know, thank God it turned into only a superstorm. But because we're right on the coast, right on the water, we are prone to hurricanes. So it's a combination of warm human winds over tropical waters. You know, we're not far from tropical waters. Florida is right near the tropical waters, and Louisiana is right on the coast of the Gulf of Mexico. So they are very prone to hurricanes, and so you get that combination of warm human wind over tropical waters. The temperature of the tropical waters must be at least 80 degrees. So ding ding ding, there you go. All right, you have to have at least 80 degrees Fahrenheit and up to 165 feet below the ocean surface to form a hurricane. So the water has to be over 80 degrees. That's why sometimes we're not as prone to hurricanes, because our water, there's only specific times where our water gets that warm. Obviously in the summertime, I know Superstorm Sandy was in October, but that's why Louisiana, Florida are more prone to hurricanes, because it's much warmer down there. It stays warm throughout the whole year. The water is much warmer, and you need at least 80 degrees Fahrenheit from the tropical waters to produce a hurricane. So that's a big thing going into it. Okay, as these clouds form, they produce a spiral wind pattern over the ocean surface. So there you go, the cloud cover. They produce a spiral wind pattern over the ocean surface. All right. So that follows your requirements for number one. If you're going to do a tornado, blizzard, hurricane, stuff like that, general ideas. Now again, if you're doing hail or droughts or monsoons, it's the same concept, all right? You're just finding the weather conditions for number one, finding the weather conditions, put them on a PowerPoint, and you're rocking and rolling, all right? For number four, so I skipped number 2 and 3. You guys are going to do that on your own. Number 2 says describe where, when, how, and why these type of storms form. I kind of went into that, where they form, how they form, and when they form too. So I kind of went into that. If you're doing hurricane, I said when. You know, those are the summer months into early fall. Where they form, again, I kind of went over. You know, tornadoes are more likely in the Midwest, because you're getting, again, I missed this, but you know, when they're rising from the south, the warm is rising from the south and the cold is rising from the north. They're going to meet in the middle. All right, when they meet in the middle, think of Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma. That's where you get your tornadoes, because that's where the two air masses are going to meet. All right, and then blizzard we talked about, usually in the north by the Canadian region, and hurricane down in the south by the tropical waters. All right, so we kind of went into number 2 a little bit, but again, you have to go into specific details. And find more research, find more states, how, why, when they form. Number 3 states, describe the effects of the storm has, what changes occur before, during, and after, and what damage results. That's going to be on you. All right, this is an interesting one. So what happens with these storms? Before, what goes on before the storm, what goes on during the storm, what goes on after the storm, and then what kind of damage results happen after the storm. So research specific storms. You could research the tornado that happened in Tennessee. You could research a blizzard that happened in Minnesota. You could research a hurricane that just happened. There's been Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Harvey, Tropical Storm Sandy. You know, research what the damage results that happened there. All right, and use those as an example. And then number 4, it says, lastly, provide an emergency preparedness plan. What should people do before, during, and after to protect themselves and their property? Explain yourselves, all right? So what I did for a tornado, all right? So what do you want to do in a tornado? This is good information to know, just because, you know, we ever get any of these weather conditions, it's good to know beforehand. So a tornado, what do you want to do? If you see the tornado is going to form, and then you're watching the Weather Channel, they're saying be ready for a tornado, you're going to seek a small interior room or hallway on the lowest floor possible. All right. So you want to seek that. You want to go into a small room on the lowest floor possible, wherever you are, in a building, in a house. You want to go on the lowest floor possible in a small room. Stay away from doors, windows, and outside walls, all right? Because a tornado is going to crash those down. A door, a window, they're going to break right through. You want to get into a room. You want to huddle up in a small place, and you want to stay there until the tornado passes. You want to stay away from any moving objects that a tornado could pick up, and you want to stay low to the ground, all right? And then afterwards, you gotta wear sturdy shoes or boots, long sleeves. Wear long sleeves and gloves when handling or walking or near debris. There's gonna be debris everywhere. You don't want to get cut up by broken glass, broken material. So you want to keep your whole body protected. Wear pants, wear long sleeves, sturdy shoes or boots. Keep yourself protected. A blizzard. Get that milk and bread. Right? Everyone loves getting that milk and bread before a blizzard happens, all right? Because they think they're gonna be inside forever, so they want to keep and preserve that milk and bread. Stay off roads, obviously. Stay indoors and dress warm. Prepare for power outages and use generators outside only and away from windows. You want to connect that generator through your house. You don't want that generator anywhere near your windows. You want to far away, use extension cords, get that generator away from your house, but you want that hooked up because you probably are going to lose power. And then afterwards, clean all snow and ice from your car before driving. Dress in warm clothing, stay dry, prevent prolonged exposure to cold and wind, because we talked about you get that frostbite, all right? You lose that body temperature and if you stay out for a long period of time. So clean all the snow and ice from your car, dress in warm clothes, and prevent prolonged time outside in the cold. And a hurricane, all right? Hurricane, last one. Leave low-lying areas. Protect windows with plywood boards or storm shutters. Secure outside objects. Make sure you have plenty of fuel and water. Have several days supply of food and water for each family member. If called to evacuate, do so immediately. I remember Superstorm Sandy, my family lost power for 16 days. I'm sure most of you lost power for just about that time. I had no power for 16 days. We lived out of the cooler. We had to keep cooler on ice, so we had plenty of food, we had plenty of water, plenty of fuel for gas in the cars to get places when we needed stuff, and if we had to evacuate, we had plenty of that. And so we had several days of food, which got us through, because we had 16 days. Some stores were closed, so we couldn't go get food. But thank God, we had stuff. We kept it cool in the cooler. And then afterwards, restock your emergency kit. Include food and water enough for the last 3 days. Medication, flashlight, batteries, cash instead of debit, first aid supplies, stuff like that. Keep everything prepared, keep everything ready to go, and then plan how to communicate with family members if you lose power. If you get the fridge working, you've got it all the way cold. You got to put it all the way cold, just to keep all the food, preserve all the food. All right, so that's number 4. All right, I kind of laid out your emergency plan, what you should do before, during, and after to protect themselves. Now you got to put it into a PowerPoint. I know you guys could do this. I know you guys are going to do a great job with this. I can't wait to read them. I can't wait to look at them. Again, I'm going to post this on your Google Classroom for the skills class. I'm going to post that on your Google Classroom. So work on that. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I'm here all the time to answer any of your questions. I hope this helped. I will do more of this if this helped. If you need, I'm here for you if you have any questions. If you have any concerns about getting this done by tomorrow, again, let me know. We can work on something, all right? Stay healthy, stay safe, and I can't wait to see you guys soon.